Welcome, everyone, to another Disney Trip Tips. It's me, Sandi Alexander, your host, along with my husband, Michael, who is talking to us today via the telephone. Let me see. I've got some notes to talk about, and I want to do a little bit of talking about a visit that we made to the Gaylord Palms. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, getting right into it. You know, Disney, gosh, this talk about the live action Snow White. Remember, it was bumped to 2025, and a lot of people, again, are still going online saying, just leave it alone. Leave this classic alone. The cartoon is so beloved. The first feature-length cartoon movie won honorary Oscars and all the amazing things that's been going on. Just leave the darn film alone. A lot of people are just saying this. Just why are you doing this? Now, granted, the what was it? The Ariel one, The Little Mermaid. I didn't see that live action one, but a lot of people seem to have liked that one. And then
what was it? The Temptations said.
The Temptations, the singing group, the Temptations.
Yeah.
What did they say?
Wasn't it them who said money, 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 money?
No, that was the OJs. Those were the OJs.
The OJs. So
for the love
the
of
OJs
money.
Said. That is why.
Yeah.
Now that's the answer, and that's all the answer you need.
Well, yeah, but
it's not because high art.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, I have to agree with you there because this was a classic and art for its time, because you and I, as we have said over the years talking at the show, that when we went to San Francisco and went to the Disney Museum and saw the camera that had 8 or 9 different levels, the planes on there, and how the films came to be. I mean, that was like, well, I'm sure I'm saying this wrong, but that would be, I guess, the computer of its time to make the film look the way it did, because you had to layer upon layer upon layer. Now everything is just clip and paste or cut and paste and everything to make something. So, oh wow, I just got a message on my telephone, which is coming in loud and clear on my phone. Wow, can you hear that, honey? It's just coming in loud and clear. So anyway, what was it getting back to?
I was afraid what you were saying was, when you were talking about our experience, I thought you were going to say, yeah, when we went to the premiere.
Okay, all right, 1937. We went to the premiere back then, but
it's feeling that way nowadays.
Yeah.
You kids stay off of my movies.
Yes. Well, they should. They should stay away from the classics, as I've said. So, anyway,
break your own. Figure it out for yourself.
Well, the film is slated for release March 21st of 2025, but there are still some fans out there who say, leave it alone or just shelve it. Just shelve it right now, and don't let it ever come.
They got to eke a few bucks out of it.
Yeah,
they spent all the money making it, so they are not going to shelve it.
Well, somebody said, this one fan said, you might as well shelve it. Richard Zegler has tainted the whole gosh darn thing. They used other words.
I thought her name was Renee.
No, Rachel. It said they used another word. They used another word, but they said just shelve the whole gosh darn thing beyond repair and CGI dwarves, all because a millionaire.
We're not allowed to say dwarves.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's what they wrote. That's what they wrote here. All because a millionaire little person complained, therefore killing 7 jobs. So that was from a fan.
Well, to make their money back in Disney, I want a piece of this. What you could do is you could release the original, and then maybe we'd all go see it, and you'd make the money back that you wasted making one that we don't want to see.
That's a good idea, honey.
I know.
That's a very, very good idea.
I want 1% of the take. That's it.
Okay.
For this brilliant idea.
1% of the take. Oh, my gosh, shown in how many theaters?
Or I'll settle for a Casey's hot dog. Right.
Oh, I have been jonesing for one of those over the last few days. I love those hot dogs. Okay, moving on. It was revealed.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Mr. Eisner.
It was revealed last week that Epcot's Test Track attraction, sponsored by GM, is slated for a long closure beginning this July of 2024. Disney,
are they going to make it fun?
Well, wait a minute. Disney World has yet to announce the official closing date. The latest information from cast members who reportedly work at Test Track suggests that the closure, which will take place to allow for construction to be carried out in an effort to reimagine and refresh the guest favorite attraction. And they say it's going to last up to an entire year and could cost as much as $100 million on Test Track?
Yeah, that's what it would take to make that worth me trying to get
Yeah,
on it.
yeah, but then they've got to recoup that money
I
somehow.
don't know that. I mean, we haven't really been on it in a
Years.
decade. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been a
because
long
you
time.
drive faster than that.
I drive faster than that, and I just can't stand the queue. I can't. It's like there are a few queues that I just won't stand in, and other ones that I don't mind. Like
Right.
Ratatouille, I'll stand in that little French courtyard for an hour. I like it there.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
It is nice.
But there's something about Test Track's queue just it annoys me because you're all in the same area, and there's like stairs, and then there's the part on the floor, and you're all around the first time you see it, interesting automobile test memorabilia.
Hmm.
But the second time you see it, you're like, I've seen a crash test dummy, a picture of one. So no, I don't want to wait in this line anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I be honest with you.
What?
I went.
Since,
We went on it one time, and that was enough for me. That was enough
since
for
we're
me.
on this tangent, what's your least favorite queue in Disney World?
My least favorite queue. That's a very good question, and
Yeah.
I've never really thought
And,
about
and
that.
maybe the people out there can share their least favorite queue
Yeah.
on your
Yeah, that's a
Facebook
good one.
page, Disney Trip Tip
Yeah.
Facebook.
I will put that on the Facebook page, yes, and on Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone.
I'm
What is
trying
your
to think
least
of one-
favorite queue?
Right, I'm trying to think of one worse than Test Track because I don't.
You know what? On the top of my mind right now, I can't really think anything. I mean, I don't. Well, okay. I kind of think, and this isn't my least favorite queue, but I kind of get bored with it. Like, remember when we went to Soarin'? I wish they
Yeah.
had where they were doing the questions along the wall and everything. Remember,
We still
everybody?
do that.
Yeah, I know they still do that, but it's like you can't. How do you participate? You can't participate anymore. Remember, people were jumping up and down, waving their hands,
Yeah, you used to
to
wave
get the
your
stuff.
arms, right.
Right, you could do that, and
Now it's an app. Thing.
yeah, it's now
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
an app thing, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do the app because I felt like everybody was really participating, even though they're probably all participating with the app, but you were really a part of it, when you did all the jumping around.
I was also not a fan of the Slinky Dog Dash queue. I know we only rode it once, but I really didn't like that queue. Just the way it meandered.
Yeah.
I don't know. There wasn't anything that I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, gosh, I really can't think of.
And that one might be a failure of expectations because they did so well on the Midway Mania queue
Yeah, yeah.
that anything else Toy Story related is kind of all right, whatever.
I guess. Well, like that I have to think about that, Michael, because that you really you set me up for that because I can't think of anything on the top of my head. I guess people would say, oh, like the Carousel of Progress, but there's really not a queue for that because you're just standing outside and then you just walk in because nobody really goes on that anymore. But
The People Mover and Astro Orbiter is especially dreadful. Those two queues.
Well, that is because it can get so hot. Yeah,
Right.
and gosh,
And then
remember
people walking by eating those big old turkey legs.
Yeah.
You're like, oh
gosh,
God,
and
I can't even think about
and
food.
then remember, not this past trip, but the trip before, I almost fell on the People Mover because remember they stopped it abruptly because somebody couldn't get off.
Well,
Yeah, I was like, oh my God,
Okay.
seriously, you could really get hurt badly there. So,
you were drunk. We'll
shush
say
up.
it.
I was not drunk, but they're drunk. but they did. We were going up, and all of a sudden it just stopped. And I was like,
So
what
that's your
the?
least favorite queue.
Yeah,
So,
okay, all right. That's my least favorite cue. Don't stop
I'm
so
sorry.
abruptly on the People Mover.
Tangented you.
You did all of that. Okay, one more thing before we talk about the Gaylord Palms. Changes at Epcot at Walt Disney World. They're talking about the new area will come with its own Encanto-themed show. They've announced the Communicore Plaza is set to open later in the year. And they said, well, it is home to the iconic Epcot festivals and other celebrations. It's also a perfect, cool indoor space year-round for you and your family to recharge. And speaking of cool, Communicore Hall will be surrounded by serene views and exciting experiences. The beautiful mural of all things Epcot, past and present. Now, remember, for those that are visiting, they still have a lot of the walls up in Epcot and everything. So, and they try.
So
go ahead.
This is Innovations East.
This is going to be divided into 4 neighborhoods. Wait a minute.
Area.
Well, wait a minute. Last year it said World Celebration, World Discovery, World Showcase, and World Nature. So last year you and I got the soft opening of Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, opened up. So it's going to be around that area there. The Communicore is what they're calling it, Communicore Plaza. So I guess that would be Epcot East, right?
Yeah. Innovations.
Yeah. Innovations East, excuse me. And then changes at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the ongoing closure of Rock and Roller Coaster, that is happening. 2 dining locations have made menu changes. The Dockside Diner has removed 2 milkshakes. Oh, no. Both vanilla and chocolate with Bailey's. Where have we been? I've never tried that. I know. In addition, Woody's Lunchbox has added the lemon blueberry lunchbox tart. I would love to try that. That sounds so good because I love blueberries. And then there's also a lot of other changes coming to the MK and the AK, but we're not going to go through all that as yet because what may be happening is where it's tough to be a bug, which, of course, shutting its doors permanently. They're going to be making way for a Zootopia-themed attraction. So that's going to be certainly something. Okay, so, Michael and I...
Oh, another tangent.
No, not another tangent.
Yeah, no, I have one.
Oh, you have one. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just thinking when you were talking about it and we were talking about innovations, I was thinking that is one piece of Disney memorabilia I'd love to have. That TV that never broke. The screen never broke.
Yeah, that's right.
Despite dropping that rubber mallet on it 100 million times by fans around the world. I wonder where that ended up.
Oh, wow. I bet somebody said the same thing. Hey, I'd like to take that home, and that would be a good piece of memorabilia. Wow.
That'd be great. Or just have it keep going, right? Let's go until we break this screen.
Oh, there you go. Maybe whoever has it, yeah.
It's been 20 years when we saw it.
Yeah, yeah.
And no one broke the screen yet.
Yeah.
Unless they kept just replacing it, which I doubt.
And then remember in Innovations also, remember the kids got to make the little robots?
Oh, yeah.
Remember those?
That was fun.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, they don't do anything like that anymore because it involves giving things away.
Well, not only that, it's touching a lot too. So
touching and giving away, right? That's, oh, look at all the money we saved by not giving kids free robots.
Well, that's true. That was so much fun. Oh, it's just been all the stuff taken away. Okay, so Michael and I, last visit, we made our way to the AK, and we were in the Animal Kingdom, and our first showing, or really our first time of seeing Festival of the Lion King. And
that's right.
It was really good. I mean, we enjoyed it. I took a lot of photos and some video too, but I was impressed. I don't know about you, but I was very impressed of what this show was. And it was right on the dot at 12 noon. And then it was done at 12:30. And the next showing was at 2. I believe they do like 6 showings during the day. And as I said, I was impressed with the singing, impressed with the acrobatics that were going on there, even the decorations of it and the storyline, and how they really got everybody into the little theater. It was like not a real theater in the round, but kind of a theater in the round. And I don't want to give it away for anybody else who hasn't seen it, but it was nice that they had 4 entrances for the actors and the puppeteers to come in. And really, as I said, when they came in with like seeing the elephant and the giraffe and Simba and Pumbaa, I mean, I was really impressed with it. So, but it was a nice afternoon that we took. And it was nice and cool in there.
Didn't mind that queue at all.
Yeah, didn't mind that queue at all. It was very nice. Yep. And we got it in a good time. And I like the way they also made it available for handicapped persons. There was like some young kids in there that were in wheelchairs, and it was like a little bit of not really interaction, but they were close enough to really enjoy the show also. So
Yep.
I strongly suggest, if you've never seen it or if you've seen it before and it's been a while, go back and go enjoy it. We also got some delicious foods. Do you remember where we ate? We ate over in Harambe, but what was the name of that place? Do you remember?
That is the name.
Okay, that was the name, the Harambe Market, I guess.
Yep.
And it was, I forget, chickpeas, chicken, and whatever else is in there, and that meal was really good. You did manage to find a beer,
Yep.
which was nice and cool on that day. And
$11.50.
I know, but it was in Africa, Michael. You enjoyed it.
It was, yeah. So it takes a lot to get the Tampa Bay beer all the way to Africa.
Yeah,
so
it does take a long, slow boat.
You're going to pay the price.
Yeah.
It comes with the territory.
Well, the other thing we got to do was we went on the safari trek, which we haven't done that in a while also. And that queue was not bad at all. It was like really, you could walk right in.
Oh, we talked about this, like, because they didn't do the little adventure side quest that they used to do on the adventure, jungle adventure.
Well,
the safari.
I guess they figured maybe for time.
I don't know. It used to be cool. You were trying to catch the poachers, right?
Yeah.
So you started out the safari, and they would give you all the information about the birds and the beasts and the mammals and all that stuff, and point out everything. But occasionally on the radio, somebody would call in and ask your driver for help.
Right.
Because there were poachers around and they wanted to chase off the poachers. And so part of your trail was every few minutes you would stop and see evidence of the poachers. Yeah. Right. And then I think at the end, didn't because they were trying to capture a baby elephant. And at the end, we got there. You would get there just in time to save the baby elephant.
Right. And scare the poachers off.
And scare the poachers off. Right. There was no violence or shooting or anything cool like that. But
yeah, I know. Yeah,
but it wasn't. I thought it was when they weren't doing it. I was noticing we wrote it a bunch when they did do it, and you didn't really notice that. But when it's gone, you kind of miss it.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm maybe it's because people's tastes have changed, and when you have little children who are on this the safari trek, and you could do that with them because that's very believable. But when you have kids that are like 10, 12, on their iPhones or whatever on up, and to them that's probably kind of hokey, but I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Exactly. It told a story, and it gave the reason for the driver to be more of a host.
Yes, right? Yes.
And they do that with Jungle Cruise. They do that with a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
It shows they have a little script that you follow in between, explaining stuff, or in the Jungle Cruise, telling horrible puns.
That's true. Right. And they're still doing it. But our driver was pretty good, and I'm glad that we were up front because I like to ask questions when we are there. But
do you ever?
Well, I can't help it. That's the interviewer part of me.
Is my tongue prehensile?
Is it what? What did you say?
Isn't my tongue prehensile like the giraffe?
Stop. Well, stop. But it's so interesting to ask these questions because
why is that elephant gray?
Oh, stop it. I didn't ask those type of questions, and you know that. I was like, where is the lion? I don't see the lion. Oh, there's the lion. He's asleep up on the rock. There he is.
That's right. Yeah. He was sitting next to you.
Yeah. I was because you want to go like, here, kitty, kitty, but you can't do that when you're out there. All right. So we did have fun with that, and we did spend a few hours at the AK. Now, something else we did do was a little offside trek.
Side adventure.
We wanted to go see the Gaylord Palms Resort and Convention Hotel, which, by the way, this isn't the only one. There's another one. I believe it was in Texas or Tennessee.
Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but it's a Marriott.
And it's bigger because everything's bigger in Texas.
Right. But it's a Marriott Bonvoy hotel, and it is huge. In fact, we've driven by it a few times, and you noticed it. Of course, I didn't realize that was an atrium. I mean, I knew it was an atrium, but not so big of an atrium. So Michael's first suggestion or first tip is, if you want to go see this place, Uber it. because
Yeah.
you have to pay to park there, and the parking is, shall I say how much it cost?
Sure.
Yeah, $38.
Yeah,
$38 to go.
We got a discount down
Yeah.
to 32 and
Right.
thought we were lucky.
Right. But $38 to even just go park there. So if you want to go to this Gaylord Palms Resort and Convention Center, as the toll booth person, the parking attendant there said, come. She said, do come at Christmas because it is so decorated. But this place has a lot. They have, now wait a minute, as I said, it's a Marriott Bonvoy hotel. So I guess if you are a Marriott person and you go stay with them a lot, I'm sure you probably work up the points and everything. But they have where you have a choice of lowest regular rate, a corporation promo rate, a senior discount, AAA, CAA, which I don't know what that is, government and military, group codes, and your Marriott Bonvoy points. But this atrium, Michael and I were so impressed with this. We just could not believe this when you walk in, because when you walk into the hotel, remember you and I, the reception area was kind of like there was like nobody there, and then when we walked around,
Right.
we saw more people. But I think that little reception area was basically for like I think for valet parking, or maybe just if you walk in and you're going to check in right away. But this atrium was absolutely gorgeous. It was like walking into a rainforest. They do have alligator shows there. They had snakes on display, snakes that
Yeah.
were indigenous to the state of Florida. They even made it look like a little bayou where the little
Like a swamp.
yeah, like a swamp. A swamp
Cottage.
Yeah, swamp cottage was. So you could go down and you could look at the snakes. You could walk everywhere. They had where we walked around the big pool area. Oh my gosh! I meant to tell you, Michael, that I saw they have a rapids in there. It's called the Crystal River Rapids that is part of the pool area. The pool area is called Cypress Springs, and it's 3 acres. It's a 3-acre water
Whoa.
park. Yeah, it's a water park that features 2 pools, the Action River that I just spoke of, this rapid river. What else is there? It has a Florida's free fall aqua drop slide, racing slides, 0 entry Cypress Springs pool, the rapids, as I said, the Action River, the South Beach Tropical Pool Oasis, and there was still more. I mean, we just kept walking around to go see what all this was because we were kind of curious, what does it look like? Absolutely gorgeous. They even have the Flow Rider surfing experience, premium pool seating if you want a cabana there, a treehouse water playground, a sandbar, a South Beach pool that is for the adults. So they definitely have a lot if you want to see it. Now, remember the restaurants? There were a lot of places to eat in this Gaylord Palms also. Remember we saw the big clipper, the big pirate ship?
I think it was. Yeah, I don't sure. Yeah, there was a replica of the fort in St. Augustine, and then also kind of a sailing yacht. If that's what you're talking about.
You think that's what it was? Okay, as Michael said,
Yeah.
it has several restaurants that you could choose from. Everything from a steakhouse. Oh, here it was, Michael. It's called the Moor.
Right.
And you sit in the ship and you have lunch in the ship. It's just absolutely huge. And as Michael said, it has a replica of the fort that you would see in St. Augustine. And you could walk all around here. And it was like they didn't have anything really going on there at the time, but they had this huge flooring. And we're figuring, okay, well, I guess it's probably for weddings and any other convention, because they did have a convention going on while we were walking around in there. And it was the construction convention or something, contractors convention was going on there. They have the Villa del Flora, an Italian restaurant.
Association of Builders and Contractors.
Right.
ABC.
Right. There you go. They have a sports bar in
Because you thought
there.
it was the liquor company.
That's what I thought. Yeah, ABC Liquors. And you're like, no. So they have the sandbar where you could swim and you could get out of the pool and you could go sit and dine and drink. They have room delivery. They have the Bay Cafe and Market, which we went by. They have a place also where if you just want a smoothie, it's called Jamba. They have that in there. They have a lot of dining outlets in there, group dining. They even have for kids. They have like a kids only area to go dine so the kids can have fun. So this place is absolutely massive, but I was totally surprised when we walked in. So, but they also have entertainment for the family in there. So you've got a lot in this place, especially where you and I remember when we walked outside and there was that big green grass area. It was like it was like a pad of grass that has palm trees all around it. And when you come out of this atrium, it's this big open space. So they do have a lot of entertainment that takes place in this area also. So again, this area of the Gaylord Palms, we noticed a lot of families were in there too, and you could go and just stay on site if you want because there's so much to do, and you are not far from Disney or Universal or even Legoland. So you still have where you're not far from I-4 to go to these other parks and everything. But I was really impressed with this. I thought it was like, wow, this place is really a lot. And it was really cute how they had the balconies designed on the inside. Because it was like you're really in, how would you describe it? Like, not like a southern plantation type of balcony. Yeah, it was that type of thing, and all the rooms had views overlooking either this beautiful atrium, not really balconies on the outside of the building, because there's really nothing to see on the outside of the building, except for the parking lot and I-4 from a distance. So the views from your room is what you see on the inside of this building. So we were very impressed with it. But as Michael said, his tip would be Uber there if you want to go see it, so you don't have a $38 parking bill just for staying for a couple of hours or 3 hours at the most. But we were fortunate that the parking attendant said, "Oh, I've got a discount ticket here." And we were only charged $32, which was still an exorbitant amount just to go see a place.
Wow.
Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I'm trying to find prices for it, but I can't find a 6-night stay at the Gaylord Palms in the next 3 months.
Well, yeah, they do.
Sold out.
Well, they do have specials. So as I said, yeah, they are sold out, but they do have specials that come around. So make sure, like you say, like if you're military or you are a Marriott, I guess, what is it, Gold Star member or something, but here's a package right now. So if you want to...
Envoy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking...
Envoy is the name of their program.
Okay, well, I'm looking at a standard rate, and this would be member rate flexible or flexible rate, $321 a night. And then it goes up to $327 a night. And this includes the $38 resort fee. So that would take care of your parking. And that was with a water park access view. And that's a king size bed. And then the next one is a queen size bed. And let me see, we also have 2 queen size beds, $360 a night. And then it goes up to $367 a night.
I July 20th to July 26th cannot book.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? Well, here's another one.
Very popular.
Yeah. Well, this one, where I'm looking, this one, it says almost sold out, where it's the water park access guest room.
Are you looking at one night or?
No. I'm just
looking at like a vacation type.
No, I'm just looking, at just one night to see what the price would be. And the water park access, a guest room with 1 king, you have the main atrium view, $400 a night. And again, your resort fee is included in that price. So
I have to wait for a resort review on that because we can't get it.
Yeah, we can't get into it. So anyway, but that's what I wanted to do. We just wanted to tell everybody that we did get a chance to go visit the Gaylord Palms Resort and Convention Center. And if you do get a chance, Uber over. Yeah, or don't. Yeah, but
They have no availability. Screw them.
yeah. Okay. Well, fine. Well, I guess that's going to do it for us. That is the end of the show, and we're so glad that you got a chance to be a part of it. And Michael's got to go play some golf, and I guess we'll talk to everybody very soon.